Yeah, happy Thursday. Welcome to Change Your Life. I'm your host, Deonte Burden. And we got a great show planned for you guys tonight. You know, we're kicking off 2026. And, we did the thing with the goal setting last week. But this is a show because I want to go a lot more deeper. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff when we first started Changing Lives. Right. A lot of them subject matters. And we've kind of touched on this subject before, but I really want to have a discussion about it because both the brothers right now hosting the show, we fall in this category. We are Black fathers. And the show we're talking about Black fatherhood and mental health, breaking silence on anxiety and depression. Because what happens far too often, me and Lab, we don't went on our tangents plenty of times over the years. Right. Man, daddies go through some shit. We go through some stuff. And we're the least praised, the least acknowledged. And the most scorned. Yeah, the most scorned, most blamed, most screwed over and everything like that. And it's rough. Yeah. And far too often, the approach, especially we start talking about from a Black father standpoint, people get so much tied up into people get so much tied into what you should or shouldn't do, where you can and where you cannot react. You have a very, very, very small fraternity when I'm talking about involved Black fathers, right? And everything like that. So a lot of times when you want to reach out and talk to people, have conversations, you ain't necessarily there. And so when I want to have this conversation again, we're talking about Black fatherhood and mental health, breaking the silence on depression and anxiety. I want you brothers to call in if you got any questions. Look, this ain't, when I do the shows, I don't try to go into what's right, what's wrong, how I feel, or anything like that. But I want, you guys call in, share your story, share your opinions in regards to the subject matter. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, this is Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But the main hub is the Change the Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden YouTube channel, where we have over 1,500 videos. We have I'm about to just say some stuff about Mr. Short Dollar.
Grant's playlist.
I mean,
no, that's Mr.
Short. Yeah. So there you go, Lamb.
Right.
Hey, man, listen. I made a couple of videos before I came here, man. I was just like, man, I was got myself so damn tongue-tied trying to think of stuff, but I was confusing the two. But again, the only thing you got to do is go to Google Change the Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. You'll see the blue man icon right there and stuff. Subscribe to the channel, take advantage of the great information there. But definitely, guys, please feel free to leave your comments or questions in the chat or call in 678-740-9894. Is it connected, Lamb?
It should be.
Yeah. I seen a number sitting on there.
Yeah, people call here all day. I know I heard it ring earlier. People call here all day, so you'd be surprised.
No, I got you.
Let's pause for the calls. Hey, Mama.
What's going on, Mama?
How you doing, Mama?
I was a little tardy for the party, so Mama probably been in the mix already.
Right.
My bad. Again, we're talking about Black fatherhood and mental health, breaking silence on depression and anxiety. Black fathers are strong, but strength isn't the absence of emotion. It's the courage to face pain, heal, and lead with love. Mental health is not a weakness. It's part of the human experience, right? And again, we associate, man, fatherhood with ideas and opinions on what we've seen. And one thing I've learned being a father of 4 sons is that, you hear it, but you see it. All 4 of my kids are different.
That's true.
And fundamentally, my approach has always been the same
with all of
them.
Right.
But I've always had to make adjustments with it. Anybody knows me with my kids, I'm real big on education. I'm real big on structure. I'm real big on, honesty. And I'm also been transparent about the stuff I done effed up with in my life.
True, very true.
And everything. I be straight up with my kids with stuff. And they know how I am, but like I say, integrity, your name. I take that burden shit serious. I take that shit real serious. My kids know that and everything. So again, that doesn't necessarily mean my way is the right way, but that's just the way I done my kids.
Right.
I always say, I think I done did okay with them. If I
Mhm.
made some mistakes and everything over the years with my children, absolutely. Um, but I've owned it, and that's one big
Mhm.
thing I always say with people in general. If you own your mistakes, you can correct it.
Right.
But if you make an excuse for it, this shit you just gonna be moving around. That problem may not necessarily get corrected. You about to say something, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of us, I don't know about white fathers, I'm talking about black fathers. A lot of us didn't have um, the the visuals to teach us right from wrong. We mostly learned on the go. I know I learned on the go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know my father. We talked about that many times on this show. So when I was raising my children, and I was married at the same time, and young, it was a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. I struggled, especially with my first son. I struggled very hard to try to figure out which way to go. How to, what's the best path for me, him, and my wife, ex-wife, to travel down. And it was a struggle because from when I was young, I was still in school, and then once I moved down here, I was in a foreign land to me. So it was very struggling. I think I messed up a few things, which I tried to correct later on, but neither here nor there. I don't know if it was too late or not, but I struggled I struggled hard with my first son. My daughter, I think I struggled hard with her because I clamped down on her a little bit. She was a little girl. You know what I'm saying? You try to make sure your girl ain't the one in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those things. And I think that was just learning on the go, just learning as it comes. And I don't know if that's the best way to do it.
Well, theoretically, I think that's people associate their pattern usually, unless they just totally hate it
Mm-hmm.
around the way they were raised.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have that, you just kind of maybe what you see or what you think is that. What you find out a lot of times is if when you start off as a parent, what I've seen myself, peers, and other people, the way that you want to do it, it may not necessarily work out.
Mm-hmm.
With doing it, the 1980, 90 way that I was raised,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't gonna be the same.
Right.
They didn't have cell phone. We had cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have cable. We have access to so much stuff, digital money, digital this, that, and that.
Mm-hmm.
So from a principle standpoint, it's hard to be some of them things to be applicable.
Right.
And you got to be realistic about how you're going to handle certain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fundamentally, when we start talking about morals and values and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
that transcends in a generation.
Right.
But you have to sit here and say to yourself, be honest, like, okay, how much emphasis I'm going to put on some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want your kid to steal. You want your children to respect. Because
Right.
I'm a firm believer when we raise our children, not for us, but more so how to be able to function in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because again, you raise someone to get out there in the world, but they don't want to deal with people,
Mm-hmm.
but they want to go in the career field where demands interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Shit ain't gonna work.
You're right there.
Yeah,
But
so in certain things where you teach them, well, they don't like to be bothered by people. I'm sorry.
Right.
This how
It's the world we live in.
Yeah, and this how this job is gonna move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And if your child isn't prepared for that, that's when you're gonna have problems. So, it's even to your point about if you have certain things that don't have it, we still don't know. When
Right.
I go to them schools all the time, I talk to them young men. I be straight up with them because it's nothing uncommon for, hey, my dad ain't around, he all around and things like that. And I tell you got a 50-50 chance of having a good dad.
Right.
And you really don't know, like you sit here and complain about, I don't say complain, but you keep bringing up the point that my daddy wasn't there. You really don't know what kind of father you had. Everybody know I love my daddy.
Right.
Poppy in and out of chain gang me growing up.
Right.
And dealing with all other kind of demons. Would it have been best if you were there? I mean, just be real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You have
like,
to add that up.
Yeah, because my daddy got some ways now. Like,
Right.
shit, thank God. And I love my daddy. I love my daddy. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But hey, and I usually say that, hey, daddy,
You keep that over there.
because I think he has those understandable regrets, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, man. I wish I'd have been around. And I usually be like, nah, that ain't cool. It probably best you won it. And I get the F you poochie. But we laugh about it.
Right.
But I mean what the hell I'm saying.
Right.
Because, man, you got some F to way, man. Shit ain't sure. Shit worked out.
They want to catch that.
Absolutely not. And so, you have to be realistic with that. I just think that's why I try to share that light with young people all the time. Like, don't be tripping on what you feel like you don't have because you don't know what it is. Focus more on what you got. You know what I'm saying? If your mama telling you this, grandma telling you that, or you ain't got nobody at all. Like I said, morals transcend generations. You know what I'm saying? Let's again, I ain't trying to sit here, God knows Poochie ain't no damn saint, and I ain't gonna be sitting here kidding this shit. So, but main things, don't kill, don't rape, don't steal, don't this, that, and that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
All this other kind, things against another person. Things against another person. So you have to be, if you can say and just that. You don't have to have guidance to know that. You know what I'm saying?
It should be automatically.
Absolutely. And you can sit here and just say, well, I just grow the product of my environment. I did this, all this shit. No, you're a product of your decisions. You're a product of your decisions. And I'm gonna just tell you why I say that.
I agree with you because I don't like the moniker of I'm a product of my environment. A lot of people use that, and I'm going to say when I said about fathers not being around, I wasn't using that as an excuse because for me, it didn't really bother me much because I had other avenues to, as far as a father figure. But I don't like when people use I'm a product of my environment because I could have said I was a product of my environment, but my environment did make me want to work harder to get out of it.
Yeah,
did make me want to work harder to not have to go back to it or have my children raised in it. So if that's a product of it, I'm going to say it's a positive outcome or positive product of it because I'm not going to take up the ways of the environment, but I'm damn sure going to use the environment as an example of what I don't want.
Well, it is the deal, Lab. At the end of the day, your life going to go be based off a lot of decisions you make. And you when you don't want to be honest with yourself and say, well, look, man, I had to sell dope to feed my family and all this. You sold dope because you didn't want to wear raggedy shoes. You didn't want to sell dope. You sold dope a lot of times. I'm just speaking to my era.
Right.
Because you wanted girls.
Right.
You sold dope because, again, you didn't want to work at midwinters and checkers like Poochie were doing.
Right.
That's fine. As long what we talk about, as long as you can handle the what? Consequences that come along with it.
Right.
Anybody know me. I don't judge, I don't trip, or nothing like that. Never. But at the end of the day, if we sit there and whatever decisions I make, I got to be able to deal with the consequences. Right? You got to be able to own it. So if you sit there and you say, I want to do this, and it's an opportunity, it might be a chance you go down the road, you miss out, on years of your life, miss out your family. As long as you can own that, you cool. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my cousin, rest people, my cousin Eric, I remember he sold dope, he never worked. And I get on, I won't say I was on my high horse. I was just kind of looking in regards to no potential my cousin had. I'm like, man, you gonna sit here working and selling dope and all this other kind of shit. And he's just like, hey, Poochie, I'm cool.
Right.
He said, you're here doing all this stuff, you married and all this other kind of shit. I ain't saying shit to you.
Right.
I say less.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he got to deal with his consequences.
Right.
Just like I got to deal with mine.
Right.
So that was just one of them things. And I wasn't judging, but I was just more so like, again, looking at my cousin with that. But that's why I say anytime people, as long as you can deal with your consequences, you should be okay. But we start talking about, again, mental health and anxiety and depression from a Black fatherhood standpoint. One of the key talking points I want to talk about is just the silent pressure of Black fatherhood. Silent pressure of Black fatherhood. There's an expectation to man up and never show weakness.
Oh, definitely.
Can't be no punk, can't cry, can't do this, that, and that. It's just that perception you got to do that. And you have to balance those provider roles with emotional availability. So I got to sit here and work all day. And because, you're a guy, I'm looking at social media all the time. People saying, well, the man's supposed to be the provider. Man's supposed to be the provider. But then I got to provide and work and pay these damn bills. I got to listen to you. I got to listen to your kids. I got to do this, that, and that. Where is that going to come in place? And you see a lot of times as I get older and understand them older generations, because those men, they were stuck on that. I'm a provider. Now, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be doing this other kind of stuff because damn near every waking moment of my life is dedicated to feeding, housing, and clothing y'all. Right? So all this other shit with nurturing and all that other stuff, let your mama do it. Let everybody else do it. So I understood that. But when you sit there and say to yourself, man, I want to have a life too.
Right.
Now we got to balance all this other kind of shit out with doing it. And that's where a lot of difficult stuff comes about.
I think a lot of times people don't think about that fact that when black fathers are in the home and when they're not in the home, a lot of times that they forego their dreams and aspirations to make sure that their family and their children are well taken care of to the best of their ability.
Yeah.
Let's get this right, to the best of their ability, because it's been many a times, and I have 2 degrees and all that stuff. It's been many a times that I sat in the car at a Publix parking lot and just cried because it was just so much pressure on me to make sure that these 4 people are warm, fed, roof over their head. And sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, the ends did not meet. And even though my ex-wife had degrees too, it was just her ability to keep a job was minimal. She like the Generation Z people now, or whatever you call them. She get on the job, somebody say something wrong with her, she quit. Like it was like, you know what I'm saying, 8 months was probably the longest she ever had been on the job.
Mm-hmm.
And even though she may quit, the jobs don't quit. The bills don't quit. So the pressure is back on me again. So people wondering why I'm not around on the weekends and stuff, because I'm working another job. You know what I'm saying? Why I'm not at home at night, because I got off one job and I went to the other job. I got to fill in these blanks, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we don't get praised for that. It's more seen as, oh, he's not around, he don't want to be around his kids. I know many of the times my ex-wife wanted to go somewhere on the weekends. I'm like, I can't go. I got this other job, You always gone. And I'm thinking to myself, you don't even work. Like,
you said praise, you ain't even get no motherfucking recognition.
Right.
That shit praise.
Right.
They ain't even recognize.
That's what I meant to say. Recognition for trying to make the ends meet a little bit.
Man, a big turning point. I'm gonna be honest with you, Lab. I went through all that shit. Just again, you talked about this, how you be so into your family and shit, you lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And a big turning point with my oldest son, graduated from college, and he went off from the path of what I had been building.
Right.
And I said to myself, I done spent all this time sacrificing for somebody else, and at the end of the day, the path that they want to go in their life is their decision.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's easy for other people to sit here and say, well, that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, that's what we agreed on. I done made these sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
But from that point forward, anybody will tell you, man, I don't be on that F them kids, but F them kids.
Right.
Anybody that anybody, I love my children.
Right.
But, again, my happiness comes first.
Mm-hmm.
All my kids know that. Your well-being is my priority.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make sure food, clothing, shelter, everything going to be straight. I'm going to make sure of that. But if anything conflicts with my happiness, we ain't doing that shit.
Right.
Because I know that at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do for themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had to go through that. Unfortunately, a lot of brothers are not able to get to a point where, like, we get like we doing now, reflecting, and they have made so many decisions for other people. That's why you see that old man, that rocking chair, looking down defeated, because he don't gave up so much of himself, and everybody doing other stuff, and a lot of his dreams got shattered for doing that. Damn that, I ain't the one. I ain't the one. Fuck it. I ain't that one.
But it takes us so long to realize that as fathers, because we are so focused. I mean, we want to succeed, and we want them to succeed so badly that we will sacrifice every waking moment, every step, every thought on trying to figure out how we can make their lives better.
Not me.
I
was like that. I don't mean
right.
I used to be like that.
Right, and I was like that. Like I said many times when we talked about this subject. When I first got divorced, I had to sit back and think about what I liked, because do I like football? I don't know, because everything I did
revolved around
them.
And let me get a quick disclaimer. I'm not sitting here saying that the way Lab was doing things was wrong and the way I'm doing things is right. I'm just saying what's best for me.
Right.
I do want to get that quick disclaimer.
Well, I'm on the same thing you on now. I'm first. Like, I can't sacrifice anything that I want to do, or anything any aspirations that I have. For one, like I always say, my summers are limited. I'm on the downside of things. You get what I'm saying? I spent my climbing years on everybody else. Now I gotta feel this bottom part with what I think I want to do to make me happy. Because to be honest with you, finding happiness, people say you got to find it within yourself. Even within yourself, it's a difficult thing.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm on what you on. I can't sacrifice any more time worrying about somebody else and their aspirations, their dreams. I wish you well, but especially with my children in their 30s. My youngest son is 33 years old. Like, what I look like?
Well, my baby boy 15, and like I said, man, anybody know me? Know I'm all in when it comes to my children.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like I said, the rule still is applicable. Poochie's happiness is that comes first.
That's paramount.
That. So if that shit ain't bring me no, I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Your well-being, that is my priority. I'm gonna make sure you straight. Anything, and anyone knows me how I am with my children. Your well-being is my, but Poochie's happiness, shit. Because I got 3 adult kids, and I understand that they're gonna grow and do what they want to do,
regardless.
And when you be selfless and putting your dreams on the calendar, on the back burner, and that could be as far as your career, relationships, finances, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. If you know your kid is kind of iffy about doing certain stuff, why you gonna fund this music career?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you know your kid all in, dogging it out,
mm-hmm.
and doing it, okay, I don't mind, supporting you because I know it's something in you.
Right.
I just want to pay for it because I'm embarrassed your ass don't want to go work.
Right.
Right. That ain't happening, right? You understand what I'm saying? So again, I will support you, but I ain't finna sit here and just subsidize you because again, you don't want to do stuff. You want me to keep creating stuff like that, and it's painful.
Yeah.
To let our kids go through stuff, and when they're uncomfortable, they hurting when it's painful. But
it's even more painful. I mean, cut you off.
Uh-huh.
It's even more painful when you put them on a trajectory to do better things and make sure that their lives are better when they get older, and they totally refute that. It's one of those things. All my children went to military school, and I was trying to set them on a trajectory. Look, you get to military school. Once you get out, you could be an officer, go straight in, get your college degrees, and do all that. And they flat out rejected all that, all 3 of them. Yeah. And it kind of hurt my feelings because I sacrificed a lot to get all of them in school like that. Well, it going down there, coming back, weekends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sacrificed. I ain't gonna say just me.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about fathers, I'm talking about fathers right now. I sacrificed a lot for that, and they totally rejected that plan altogether. All 3 of them, not just one. All 3 of them did.
But you know what, lad, it's kind of hard. Hindsight, the best sight. So you may have had signs, you may have not had signs. You don't know. And everything, as a father, you just be wanting the best for your kids and all that kind of stuff. But I learned real damn quick. Real quick. Like I said, with T, I wouldn't even go through that no more. It's kind of like, again, I ain't trying to tell people what to do. I hear cats, I want to put my kid in private school. I want the best education.
Right.
Like, Pooja be trying to find a logic on why would you put, again, people might get bothered with this, but it's still the way I believe. Why would I pay the money to send my child to private school and they end up going to the damn same school, same college they could have went to public, public school, right? You end up going, you paid all this money for tuition, go to private school, and they end up going to West Georgia or Fort Valley,
right,
because you felt they got a better education. That's dumb as hell. Let me say, they say, look, we went to Harvard, Princeton, and Yale. Now that's Poochie way of thinking. They went to Harvard, Princeton, and Yale, and even still, then you're still paying out of pocket getting loans. That doesn't make any sense to me. You could have saved that money for that tuition. Again, it's just my way of thinking. But people have different outlooks on it. And then the kid goes there and they want to become, an advanced finger painter. And now you sit there trying to figure out, well, I put all this money into this and that and that. That's what you want to do. And I got told that, well, that's what you wanted. Shit never can happen again. It never happened again and everything. And that shit gonna last. Like, you got it. Point taken. One thing about me, once I learn. You know what I'm saying? But those kind of things I think we have to be mindful of. You can't pour from an empty cup. But as Black fathers, we've been told to keep pouring whether there's anything left or not. And at some point, you gotta say this shit empty. And it ain't gonna have nothing else come out of it. Because you'll kill yourself. Yeah. You'll kill yourself. And again, I think a lot of it, in my personal opinion, is rooted in the feeling. You don't want your kids to I don't think I think most parents want their kids to be successful, but a lot of times people get caught up into their kids where they want you see certain parents and their kids go on a certain trajectory, they'll try to cover up certain things to make it seem like their kid is doing something.
Right.
Yeah, well,
right. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, now they got a business, or now they in school, or they doing this kind of stuff. I'm like, no, the fuck they ain't. You done bought them. You know what I'm saying? You you done bought them that car to Uber. You done did this, that. They really don't want to do it. And I think if parents can get out of like, but that's what they doing, and they can say that around people and not be embarrassed. Cause you feel some type of way. What is such doing? Man, he ain't got it together. He just trying to figure it out. And people can look at you funny. Now that kid's doing the same shit.
Right, exactly the same thing.
But because if you can get past that stigma, I mean, well, not stigma. I'm sorry, that feeling of like you're embarrassed, man, your life would be a whole lot more peaceful.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us do get stuck on that embarrassment. Yeah. We get stuck on the fact that because our child's not doing well, it's a reflection on us as parents. Like, we think that my child is well, what you say, eating paint. Or sniffing glue. Yeah. And I know I taught them better than that, but people don't know what you taught them. People don't understand what you taught. So now you embarrassed because he over there in the corner sniffing glue and eating paint. And you like, I know I taught him better than that. I know I did. I showed him certain things. And we just don't want to be embarrassed because we do put so much effort and energy into making sure our children and our family has a strong foundation.
Or simply you just don't want to feel like a failure. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times with that, man, and like I said, I've had a smoother life once I can just say, well, look, man, I know what I did. I can be honest. You know what I'm saying? I've went through all different stuff with all my kids. They'll bump their head. I don't say it in front of my children or anything like that. But look, you did that. You have no excuses. You made a decision. Now, at the end of the day, we can sit here and dwell in it. You know me, I'll give you 48 hours, move forward, or you say, just stay there, we can fix it.
Right.
I help you fix it.
Right.
Now, you bump your head twice, it ain't gonna be that much of fixing.
Right.
I'm going through that now, one of my sons. Like, shit, at the end of the day, look here. Now, the first fix, I give it to you off maturity.
Right.
The second fix is based off your decision.
Right.
So the way we're gonna fix it, gonna be very, very, very inconvenient for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just how they're gonna go. Now you're gonna be a pump, or you're gonna fix it.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna do it, but you understand how we're gonna go about that. And I just think a lot of times parents don't want their kids to go through shit. They don't want to go because it's what is it? It's frightening.
Yeah.
It's frightening to to do that and let them do stuff on their own. But all of us know what that's how we learn.
Yeah.
You really don't learn your way around unless you fucking Rain Man. You don't really know your way around a new town or new area till you what? Get lost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You done got lost, driving around a couple times, trying to find this place, find that place. Oh yeah, that is what it's like at third, whatever. You done drove around a couple circles. Now you get to know a place, right? That's how we fundamentally get to learn stuff at the job, messing up, making mistakes and everything. Like that's human nature, right?
Right.
But if every time your child bump their head, or you scared that they gonna fall, or they gonna embarrass themselves, or they gonna look dumb, or you may look, substandard as a parent because something your kids said or whatever like that, they ain't gonna never learn. And you'll spend so much time trying to fix something. Like I said, nobody want a kid to go through stuff.
Right.
But like I said, my fear of trying to take care of this grown ass person is much greater than my fear of my child going through some stuff and maybe looking off or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that's just how that is. I ain't never, ever had no ego with that stuff.
Right.
I feel proud of my kids when they do well. And when they do wrong or something go wrong, hey, bro, we got to fix it. Just like that. I never wore my ego that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where you say, well, hey, man, that's my son. My son wouldn't do it. Shit. You'll never hear Poochie. My child would never, not my kid.
Say not a million years.
Yeah, no, because I'd be damn if I could. Hell, nobody can say that shit about me. So you think I'm going to get in a conversation about what my son wouldn't do?
Right.
Shit. Hell no. Hell no.
I think with as much pressure as we put on ourselves, because we do put a lot of pressure on ourselves as Black fathers, that's where the depression comes in at, because we see where we're trying to take these children, where we're trying to take this family to, and we're just getting roadblocks at every turn.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people realize that those roadblocks sometimes put so much pressure on you as a Black father and husband that, or whatever you may be. I'm not just saying, but this is just my experience. It puts so many, those roadblocks put so much pressure on you, and trying to figure out a way around them and things of that nature. And as you go around one, it's another one. That's why a lot of us end up in the parking lot of a Publix or a Kroger crying our eyes out, because for one, we can't cry in front of the family because we can't let them see we breaking. But number two is, it's just we don't see any way out. Every turn we try to make is blocked by something. And those things are we talk about financial pressure when you marry, being a part of a divorce, but just the emotional part when it comes to trying to make ends meet is pressure too. In the divorce.
We'll keep it real.
Yeah.
Men carry most of the damn stress in the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
That's why most of the wives end up bearing their asses.
Right. Right.
Well, you gonna go crazy. You go to the doctor. Well, shit, you need to help me out.
That's true.
Drive me crazy. Got me crazy, right? But that's why you see so many bury them. Because you carry the damn stress of all this other kind of stuff, and everybody looking. Because when things go wrong, your children and your wife could be effing up.
Right.
This, that, and that.
Right.
But when things go wrong, what they all gonna say? Well, what Poochie doing?
Right.
What Lab doing?
Right.
Shit, I'm trying to figure stuff out with this crazy ass woman and these crazy ass kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's not how it's perceived.
Mm-hmm.
And because you, like you say, you get caught up into, okay, I gotta fix it. We find ourselves fixing a lot of shit that we didn't damn break.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's always put on us, especially when us Black fathers, when we're raising our children, especially in the household. It's always put on us to fix whatever's broken, because the stigma is that's what we're supposed to do. That's how we're supposed to be. That's what we're supposed to carry the load. But people don't realize that when you're carrying the load for, like me, I had 3 children and a wife, so all my kids by the same person. Just to let y'all know this. When you're carrying the load for 4 people and yourself, that foundation tends to crack sometimes, and you can't show those cracks. You got to fill your own cracks while also filling their cracks and carrying their weight as well, and try to figure out how you can fix the whole structure instead of just the foundation. And that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and it breaks a lot of men.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, it's not even the stress. It's not just the stress of making sure your family straight. It's the stress of going out there dealing with something called the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
then you got to deal with that too. Yeah. I forgot about that part.
Your supervisors, co-workers. You know what I'm saying? Your car, your health. That shit already weighing on your ass. You gotta go back and deal with them. You know what I'm saying? At the house.
Right.
Man, that shit breaking, man. Again, tonight show we're talking about Black fatherhood and mental health, breaking the silence on anxiety and depression. Feel free to call in, guys. Leave some comments in the chat. Fellas, if you got something to say, leave it in there. Ladies, if you feel like, men complain too much, whatever, just leave a comment. And everybody, hey, feel free to call in. Let me have one call tonight.
Right.
678-740-9894. It does not just have to be straight with the fellas. Like I said, anybody feel free to call in. 678-740-9894. Okay. How depression and anxiety shows up in Black men is very important, guys. It's not just sadness. It often shows up as irritability, anger, isolation, or overworking. Mm-hmm. So we sitting there saying like, okay, man, but look, let me focus on this, because I know damn well I've been guilty of this stuff my damn self.
Right.
Every damn thing get on my nerves. Mm-hmm. I'm engulfing myself with work and everything like that. I can definitely tell you this: when I was still in corporate America, and I was so effed up dealing with them damn people at the office. Mm-hmm. I was a damn train wreck coming home because I got so much stress and everything. So trying to engulf myself with other stuff, trying to get my head together, just the littlest shit had me just whatever doing it. And when I left, that's when I was like, yeah, we're doing that.
And I don't think as Black fathers we get that credit for that part, because when I was trying to go for my PhD, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my PhD in Georgia. So when I was trying to get ready to get that, I was still working and trying to figure out that path, but I still had these children, and mind you, I hadn't been in the corporate structures just yet. All my jobs were other kind of jobs, you know what I'm saying, while I was going through school and trying to get things together. It wasn't necessarily a corporate job, but when I first entered the corporate world and dealing with trying to adjust to that, for one, because I was kind of free flowing when I was, in school in Chicago. I kind of just did work as I needed to. I didn't necessarily have to do a 9 to 5. So when I got here, it was more of a structure that I needed to get used to because I have these children and I have this wife, and I got to make sure that they're good. Even though I was married, even though I was in school in Chicago, and they were here, as I was sending money back, but my structure wasn't the same. You get what I'm saying? It was a different kind of structure. So when I entered the corporate world, say, okay, I gotta get this 9 to 5. I'm gonna do this, and still try to get my PhD. It was such a shock to me. It was such a shock to me because I'm telling these folks in the office, look, my classes start at 4. I go to class from 4 to 9. I know y'all want me here to 4, but is there any way I can change my time to come in at 7, maybe to 3? No, they could care less. Like they literally could care less. And it perked my heart so bad because I'm trying to do certain things to make my life better and my children's life better. And that guy looked at me straight up and said, pretty much, that's your problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of them things, man. You sitting there trying to do that. People they don't give a damn about that and stuff like that. And somewhere maybe they may not be in a capacity to make a difference with anything like that. I'm sorry, trying to get some of this damn TikTok. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. And when I was in Chicago, I would have just did it. You get what I'm saying? Like it would have been no discussion with anybody else. I would have just did it and then adjusted my hours accordingly. Yeah. But it wasn't that way when I first moved here in 2002, 3, something like that. It wasn't that way. I had to really adjust to certain things. And mind you, there was a gap between my MBA and my PhD. You know what I'm saying? It was a large gap. I got my PhD my MBA in 91, I believe it was 91, somewhere in there. So it was a big gap from 91 to 2000 something.
We're doing that. Hey, I got you. Big shout out. PJ just came in, gave me
PJ?
Big gift in TikTok.
What's going on, PJ?
I was trying to invite PJ in as a guest onto the show. I don't know if see if he can come in and everything. I know you ain't doing a damn thing. Give a little insight. You say, okay, Dad, you running your mouth. Dad just talking shit.
Right.
Say he wasn't just his abusive father. I say, hold on, let me see. Hey, PJ.
What's going on, PJ?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good.
Hey, this is my second son, PJ, on there. Hey, PJ, you know what the night show is about? Let me help you out. It's Black.
Wait. Black Fatherhood and something else about mental health.
Yeah, breaking the silence on depression and anxiety. So what we're talking about just like, a lot of times, a lot of Black fathers are very selfless with putting their families together and really holding everything together and not necessarily being able to have an outlet with everything. So with that said, the reason why I want you to come in, I don't want a lot of times people think I'm running my mouth or I need any kind of validation. But I just was talking a lot of stuff over the years where, I put myself last. And like I told him, I said, after your oldest brother, got out of college, I had to make some changes where I kind of made myself a priority. Well, number one was doing that stuff. And so fundamentally, I had to make a shift for myself just for my mental, because I never wanted to go through that again. Like, shit, I've been able to sit here and raise these kids and forgot my dreams, whatever. But I felt like I've always still made you guys well-being a priority. How you feel about that?
You have your moments. I'm just kidding.
Motherfucker, you got your moments too.
Tell the truth, PJ. Tell the truth, nephew.
But no, you do put us priority. I will say that a lot of people, I know some people that don't do that. So I'm not going to speak on that aspect, but I always think you do put us priority. I mean, you might not do it then and there. I will give you that, but you will get to it at that time when you have time to do it.
What do you mean not then and there? You talking about when you need it?
I like stuff done when I want it done, but you're gonna wait when you got time to do it. But that's just me.
Yeah.
It's called a fantasy. It's called a fucking fantasy thing. Gonna get it Well, that's cool, son. Well, let me ask you: Do you have anything you want to add to the conversation, real quick?
I feel like one thing I could say, if something's wrong and you need to speak about it, what you always tell me, you always be like, there's nothing wrong with speaking your voice, your opinion, but just always be ready for the response. Because you already kind of know what you're going to get. You already know what was going to, like, say, this person doesn't like talking to you, this person talks to you crazy or something, and if you try to come to them, hey, I'm trying to tell you this is going on, this going on, like, voicing your opinion, you already know what the response is going to be. So if you feel like it's going to be a problem, still say what you got to say, and at least you said it, but you already know what's going to be said too. Just be ready for the response is going to come out of their mouth, because it might be good, might be bad, might be super bad. You never know. Well, you kind of would know depending on the person you're talking to. Yeah. That makes sense?
Absolutely, because, like I always say all the time, people will give you the advice. Well, go talk to them. Go talk to them. And that's cool to go talk to them. But on the flip side of it is, they got a mouth too. And you can feel like you're getting treated unfairly. I can say, hey, son, I think you need to do more of this. I think you need to do more of that. And you might say, well, no, daddy, I think you need to do more of this.
Right.
And people have to be mentally prepared for that response. Mm-hmm. Because what I see and what I believe is what? Just that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the moral stuff, we, don't steal, don't kill, don't rape, don't beat, don't whatever. That's that, right? We know that. But opinions is just how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And if I feel that, hey, my child can give a better effort because I see the potential,
mm-hmm.
that's what my feeling. Mm-hmm. My son can sit here and say, well, daddy, I'm sick of that shit.
Right.
And I got to be prepared for what? Daddy, I'm sick of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like, hey, daddy, I'm going to do that. And I think a lot of times people are not prepared for that response. I appreciate that, PJ. So I'm glad. I guess you do listen sometimes. All right, I'm glad you do listen because because I think if you kind of stuck on the other side, you probably wouldn't get too much shit done. All right, P Dog, love you, man.
All right, bye. See y'all later.
All right, bye. Yeah, you start listening to the other side, man. Appreciate PJ calling in. And again, we were talking about tonight's show. We're talking about Black fatherhood. Dealing with anxiety and depression. We were going over a couple of ways. Just way depression shows up. We were just talking about the sadness, irritability, masking pain through grinding, smoking, drinking, avoiding conversations, dismissing symptoms because ain't that wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
Something's really wrong with your ass,
right.
Many of us think we're still working. If we're still working, we're okay. But functioning does not mean you're healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're busy and just because you try to stay out the way and do certain stuff, that don't mean you're going to be, okay.
Right.
Sometimes you got to pump the brakes like, look, man, something is fucking wrong with me. Something is wrong with me, guys. Feel free to call in. Call in number 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Nobody's on the YouTube or the chat lab.
No.
Nobody came in. Damn, man, y'all don't want to type tonight?
They shy about this subject.
They shy about this subject.
Yeah.
Come on, ladies. I know y'all done messed some men up in your day. Drove somebody.
PJ hit on something I want to go back to.
Talk to me.
And this is not to bash PJ or anything. It's just he said something that I think that a lot of our children and our maybe if we're married or we at the baby mama,
they want it now.
Yes,
sir. I already know.
They want it now. They want it when they want it.
Yeah.
Even though you may not even have the capability to do so, it's still and then that creates a rift because they feel like you don't care about what they got going on or what they need or their wants. But at the same time, you like that, I got $2 to rub together and I got to get to work to the rest of the week. I'm trying to figure that part out. And they got something that they want right away, and they not even considering what you may need right away or what you may be trying to figure out that may not even have anything to do with what they want.
Hey, and fully aware of it.
Right.
PJ know damn well he won a 4.
Right.
He won a 4.
Uh-huh.
And I ain't finna say and say, my son, that's my boy.
Right.
But shit, I ain't finna say and say, hey, he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that what he wants is more of a priority.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, look, man, hey, I got to take your son with your brother.
Right.
Let me do this. I get it.
Right.
But again, it's not they're not even aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
And just imagine, that's the thing about it. And you really probably, I never was like that. But a lot of times people don't necessarily understand the impact of that until they actually in the same situation with children or in a relationship and they're dealing with somebody that doesn't move like that. To say, well, you know what? I know daddy got a lot of shit going on.
Right.
Let me see let me try to figure this out or do this or whatever and everything. Some folks don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't saying that's the case with him. Because all my kids, they pretty sharp, but again, they want what they want when they want. You know, with doing that. And when you snap about the shit, they still want what they want when they want. That's some bullshit, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hey, some of the barriers to getting help, guys, and this thing we started looking at when we kind of highlight a couple of these, just a stigma in the Black community around therapy. People don't want to go talk to somebody, admit something wrong or whatever. And again, you have that constant repeating cycle of shit just going rough and wrong for you, right? That fear of being judged and misunderstood. You don't know how to raise your kids, you ain't got no control or whatever. It's too, you know what's real funny to me, Lab? When you see the lady in the store and the little kid was running around, sit down.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
And everybody started, I beat that mother. I take him into this, that, and that.
Right.
And you know what, Lab? More people than not have had similar rebuttals from their children.
Right.
They've
It
had
may not
it,
been as harsh.
but theirs ain't in public.
Right. Oh, right.
Theirs ain't in public.
Right.
And people will sit here and say that and everything, but they don't, it's just that you going through that. And when you sitting there, you people looking like you can't got no control of your children and all this other kind of stuff, it's hard because like you don't know how to, especially in the Black community, it's all about beating. And then you start fast forward now, it's about friendship.
Right.
And all that shit. Like, look, man, you can't again. You got a fucked up friend.
Right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? This is not really a friend, you know what I'm saying?
Not leading you down the right path at all.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be my child's friend. We're gonna do this and that. I didn't like what my mom and dad did to me.
Right.
And that shit is not working. You know what I'm saying?
It does not. Somebody needs to be the authority figure in this household, and somebody needs to be the leader and the follower. And if you can't all lead and follow.
Yeah. And I ain't never been the one, probably when they were little, popping them and everything like that. And I say probably a little more extra with T because I was young with whooping. But I ain't never been no one to beat the hell out of them now. I will say probably me being in the military, we might run a couple miles. We might do push-ups for an hour. We might be out there low crawling. We might be out there doing Roman chairs. We might, I'll let you whoop your own ass with that. So, we did a lot of PT growing up when my kids were growing up. But again, I always go back to how discipline is done. That can vary from parent to parent. I think the main thing with discipline is what? Not doing something where you're not getting results. It doesn't make sense to keep beating their ass and doing the same thing. Right. But you know what I'm saying? If you say, okay, well, look, I'm not going to let them go somewhere. I'm going to take away their cell phone. You're going to take away their laptop. I can't do that because they need it for their mental health. See, those might be the things you need to do, right? So it's not a right or wrong or anything like that. I just think that a lot of times people don't necessarily want to admit as parents that the corrective measure you're doing is not working.
And I think the way you see, I've talked about this many times on this show. I didn't have any parental guidance when I was growing up, so I didn't have a corporal punishment thing. I didn't. I think I got one spanking when I was younger, and that carried over to my parenting because I wasn't big on corporal punishment, but I was big on you're gonna sit in this room all day, or you're not gonna watch TV, or read me a book and write me 15 paragraphs, write me a essay on what the book was about. I was big on that stuff.
So the question I want to ask you, the corporal punishment went out, but do you still have corrective measures and discipline, or you had none whatsoever?
No, I think it was more my thing was I was a rebellious child anyway. Gotcha. Let's be clear. I wasn't an angel when I was growing up. Gotcha. I was a rebellious child because I didn't have any parental guidance, but I also was rebellious because I wanted it and wasn't receiving it. You get what I'm saying? I wanted you to be around. I wanted you to be, do this and that, and you wasn't. If you my mother was more concerned with her fun and her good times. You get what I'm saying? So, but I think when I got older, as I grew up, got a little bit older into my teens, it was more of not wanting to disappoint my grandmother.
I got you.
Because I was pretty much raised by her, and my uncles and stuff. And I think just to look on her face and to be honest with you, my best friend's mother. I had a best friend named Ike, his mother. It was more not disappoint her as well. Because I can remember one time I got my ears pierced when I was like 11.
Yeah.
And she was very disappointed, and I took him out because I didn't want to disappoint. So it was people around me that I did not want to disappoint that made me try to do better. You know what I'm saying?
Well, check this out. And see, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Like, by your own admission. Like, okay, this one might not have been there, but at some point I made decisions because, like, this ain't the thing I want to do. And I think that's where, people can sit here and try to, in my personal opinion, make excuses. Now, if you got some kind of learning disability and all this other kind of shit, but if you make a decision, look, man, I sold dope, I did this, that's a decision you made.
Right.
And we can go through all this kind of shit where, hey, well, I had to do this, I had to do that. All us grew up, I know most of my partners, I grew up over there in Bankhead, all was pretty much the same, maybe grandparents raising us, this, that, and that. One or two of our parents might have been on dope. I mean, it was just pretty much all of us had the same thing going on. And I can sit here, I just look back at it. Some had a little rougher than others, but most of the time it came down to people didn't want to do the bullshit I was doing.
Right.
I worked at every fast food on Bankhead growing up.
Right.
I ain't had no problem. You know what I'm saying? Now, it probably got, probably a little easier with me because I ain't have to, I wasn't ever big on impressing or whatever, this, that, and that with people. But again, folk make decisions. People say, well, people did this because they didn't have no guidance. People know. If you already know, you had them big ass red dogs to jump on your ass for selling dope, probably don't need to do it.
Right.
But just the whole thing of I can make a lot of money quick and I ain't got to do all that kind of stuff, do that, make all this
like French fries.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Got the girls laughing at me because I'm in the window saying, may I take your order? Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite.
Right.
That's why all the fine girls coming to check us. Hey, Poochie, can you give me this? Poochie, can you give me that? I was at home. Oh, babe, I got you on a little cinnamon swirl. You got one? I put extra chicken in that box.
It's on me.
Shit, I was in hog heaven.
So you were doing it.
Hey, man, come on now. Hey, no, babe, I got some chicken in there. My mom in there too. And I was in hog heaven.
Only way to be, right?
Hey, I was in hog heaven. When they opened up checkers on Bankhead, oh my God. Shit, I had to get on the register. I had to, Lamb.
So you had to have it.
I had to have it. And again, it was slow money, it was little money, it was fun money to me.
Right.
And that was cool. Now everybody ain't patient like that. I get it.
Don't want to wait that week or 2 weeks to get that check.
I get it. And with that said, now it was 2 weeks. It wasn't that other week. It was 2 weeks. And with that said, man, as long as you can deal with the consequences of your decision, cool. People just don't want to own it.
I think that's why I never did that. Went that dope. I mean, I wanted stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna lie. Say I didn't want nothing. Oh, I wanted stuff. I remember one summer I worked hard that summer. And back then I was making like $4 an hour.
Gotcha.
I worked all that summer because I wanted some Jordans and some others. I think this Nike Cortez shoes, and I worked my ass off that summer, and I got them. And I felt so good because I was able to purchase them with my own money. My mama or my grandma couldn't tell me how to spend it. I knew how much it was going to be. I was like, okay, I do this. I'm going to have about $400. I'm going to get them Jordans. You know what I'm saying? But it was just and I got paid every week I worked at Dalton News Agency, Dalton, Illinois. And I got paid every week, but it was just the fact like I worked hard that summer. And I got all that money. Well, it was a lot of money back then. I mean, I was 14, 15 years old. Like I had got all that money my last year of high school, and I wanted to be fly. So I did it. You know what I'm saying? And I had worked ever since I was younger. My grandfather had me working when I was younger, like 10, 11, working, and he paid me, but he also took out bill money. You know, so he was trying to show me a little structure. But I worked all my life, so I never was saying, "Ooh, I see him on the corner. He got everything fresh. He got a pocket full of money. That was just never what I always saw the consequences of it later on.
You know, it's funny. I always kind of see. I looked at it from a different angle. See, my thing was, I always felt, everybody know me, man. Like, I'm too smart for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So my mind was always like, I'm not gonna be doing it because I'm sitting there working at Checkers. I'm working at McDonald's. I see these grown folks, they in there working, and I'm never looking like I'm above you, but they will always be like, yeah, y'all young folks need to do this, y'all young folks need to do that. In my mind, you got your damn mind. Anyway, what the hell I'm be doing this shit? Wrong. Right. And my mind was always, I want to own my own one. I need y'all making money. I was like that when I was younger. You understand what I'm saying? And that's kind of even with the thing with my children, like, not this you got to be on some boss shit with doing that, because I can't really, my kids ain't lazy, they work, and I'm gonna be trying to push the bid and stuff with them. But my whole thing is, people pay you a lot of money, and I take it, just use this shit in between your ears.
Right.
So you don't have to, because I did that. I done did all the fast food, I done did the construction, I did the landscaping, I done did the military shit, land, burning shit, and Constantina Wide, popping guns, doing all that. Like, that ain't me. I done drove trucks and all that. Poochie need to be chilling. These hands are for loving. These hands are for typing.
Not for manual
Shit, no.
They need to be soft when I'm holding somebody.
This shit ain't for no damn digging.
They for loving.
Shit, I went through this shit as a teenager. Like, this is not what the fuck I need to be doing. Hey, I went through that. That's why I said nobody. I've done every damn thing possible. Right. I've done it all, and that shit ain't funny. That shit is not funny. I ain't and did it exceptional way. Not no lazy stuff. They did it all. You know what I'm saying? CDL, drove this, that, and that. Man, we talking about in my 20s. Excuse me. Now, I ain't driving no. I don't need to be. Not me to be in the office or pursuits. This, that, and that around pretty women, and all this other kind of stuff. Smelling good. This, that. Hey, no. And that's the thing about it. And it's not a right or wrong with all that kind of stuff, but just understanding, like, look, man, knowing you and like, hey, guys,
that was best for you.
This is best for you. And that's the same thing where I try to get with my kids, like, hey, look, man, do what's best for you. Don't do what you think need to be done, but be okay with your journey getting there may be different from other people. And I don't think, like I said, as fathers and black men, it's so much pressure to be able to do this. Well, you making good money. You doing this, you doing that. And it's like, okay, cool. Let me share the story about that time when I was working at the railroad, and one of my uncles, he ain't no bad, he wasn't mean nothing. He was like, Pooch, you still the railroad? I was like, nah, man, I left. He said, damn, that was good money. I said, well, it wasn't an issue of good money. I said, Uncle, I'm going to make money. But, they didn't want to pay more than they're paying the white boys. And he looked at me almost like I was damn crazy.
Right.
To even come there, I should be cool with that. No. Poochie got a price.
Right.
And
it's my price.
And I knew that, and he didn't mean no harm. It's just that era, that way of thinking.
Right.
I ain't like that. People know how I get about my money.
Yeah, I ain't like that
and everything. But I didn't take offense to what he was saying or even had a problem with it, because I knew where he was coming from, mentality wise. But those were the things when we start talking about as black men, we stress ourselves out because, again, feeling equal at the job, feeling like we should deserve certain kind of stuff. You got to go back home and deal with that shit now. Like, it's just like I said, that world beat you up so bad.
Real
where
bad.
You feel like, okay, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. Man, and, hell, lab, when I think I had, when we first started, had I left corporate America already? I had just left. Or something like that.
No, you were already gone for a little while.
It had been gone.
Because your business was pretty much established.
Yeah, but I remember just that whole stress of doing that and all that kind of stuff. Just it's scary. And you try to make them kind of decisions, and this I ain't gonna knock down my ex-wife. It's cool and everything, but I ain't had no damn support. I ain't no you go boy, I believe in you shit going on. Hell no. I ain't had none of that.
I had that, but I couldn't find out later on that wasn't the case. Slick says, I was Carlos' friend, and I was hard on him as well. I worked hard to make sure he wasn't a deadbeat dad or a sorry black man. We live in an era where these kids can't accept being poor or broke.
No. And that's the thing about it. That's really the great part about success. Is not the result, it's the journey. And you look back, and that's what gets you confidence. Like, shit, I did that. That's really what do stuff to you, get your swag up.
Right.
Not that, that when you get to the destination, it's like, damn, I went through that. You know what I'm saying? You like, and when you go through it, we talk about this all the time. If your business survived COVID-19, it ain't shit you can't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I went through that and a damn divorce. Shit, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I'm Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm down there. 1, 2, 3. Oh,
right.
I can't get up.
Right.
I can't get up. She's trying to take all my money. Oh, she's trying to take the
Blocks of trouble being added to your back.
Every time I try to stand up, the ref push me back down.
Right,
God damn.
Right.
But those kind of things, when you go through life, that's what builds your confidence in yourself. No matter what age you are, when you start having a stumbling blocks and you able to bounce back and stuff, that's what gives you confidence. Because like, okay, cool, I'm doing my thing. Because when I had things happen to me, I was able to to bounce back and do and thrive and have success and stuff. That's what really do stuff for you as a person, man. Again, tonight's show we're talking about Black fatherhood, mental health, dealing with anxiety and depression. One key thing is how mental health impacts fatherhood, guys, and this is very important. So it's not to feel bad about, but just sometimes we look at ourselves and just say, okay, man, am I really doing this? Because with a lot of these conversations we having, a lot of times people are like, that ain't me, and it is you. Right, that's all us, right? Because there's been some shit over the years, like, damn, man, I wish I had handled it a little different. Because getting away from situations, maturity, age, and stuff like that, you look at stuff different, right?
Right.
So some things on how mental health impacts fatherhood: just difficulty showing love, being patient, or staying emotionally present. Like, just being distant. And been times where you sit there like, you so stressed out, my kids come in, Daddy, can we talk? Man, give me a minute.
Yeah.
Give me a minute, man. Shit, I just got a call from this damn place. I got to do this. I got to do that. It could be some shit with the bill. It could be some things with your health. It could be some things with relationships. And you can't even
navigate
that. I can't with my kids right now. Like, Daddy got to get this together, right?
Right.
And those kind of things, we be like, okay, it ain't no big deal. But hey, it can do that. Not saying that you don't correct or bounce back from it, but those kind of things set. And if you got too many of those coming in, you'll never be able to get back on track. You passing down emotional trauma unintentionally because every time something went wrong, your mom and daddy cussed your ass out, and every time you going right, you cussing your kids out. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with Dad, man? Damn, shit is just raining. Right. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Got to get a couple of my friends' house and be like, they dad like, what the fuck? We just y'all can't close the door. Y'all know.
Right.
Whoa. Hey man, we're gonna go play Nintendo at his house. We're not gonna play.
Right. I'm going to Dwayne's house.
Yeah. This is not a safe Nintendo environment. You know what I'm saying? His fucking dad is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Not a safe Nintendo environment.
Yeah. We gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere else, and we can happen. Because like I say, man, we human.
Right.
Some things we might overexert when we're doing it. It happens all the time. Struggle with co-parent or being fully involved when mentally drained. Again, you said, I ain't finna sit there. Ain't been a problem of mine. Shit. And, but, just a lot of times even being able to sit here because you got so much stuff going on in life. And we know with co-parenting, it's not about, the focus is supposed to be on the child, but to get the child in the right destination, it has to be in conjunction with what you got going on, they got going on, y'all trying to make it happen
together.
But if your shit's so damn bad, look, man, I can't even think about even
doing that.
And that causes a lot of conflict. And I think depending on, you can even have perfect communication. Other person might not be receptive to it. I don't give a damn he lost his job. I don't give a damn he got he got cancer. I don't got this, that, and that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't know what the fuck you're dealing with, right?
Right.
And vice versa, right? And you still got to be able to do that, but you can't even call this person to do certain stuff because you ain't mentally present to be able to co-parent or even deal with them like that. You dig what I'm saying? And that happens a lot.
Or even calling them triggers you.
Yeah,
because they don't know how to talk like adults.
We want to be better fathers. We want to be better fathers than what our fathers were, But we've got to heal the wounds we never allowed to talk about. You know what I mean? And it's when you want to be able to even talk about it, are you going to have an audience that's going to be receptive?
They're going to be receptive to what you're saying.
And that's real. That's something I don't think a lot of people, going back what PJ said earlier, like you got to be ready for the response. And finding people to disclose stuff to is very difficult because number one, you got to trust them. And then number two, you got to sit here and, not saying you need somebody to agree with you. Because sometimes you talk to folks, look, I'm just calling like, hey, bro, I just need to get this off my chest. I don't really give a damn how you feel about it.
Right.
I ain't trying to, I just need to talk.
Right.
And if you ain't all going to be privy to people that's going to let you talk.
Yeah, just let you say
you say what you got to say or whatever, this, that, and that. And so when you got stuff like that in your life, man, you're more lucky, in my personal opinion, than anything, to be able to do that. So you gotta kind of spend a little time looking for that kind of stuff. Again, guys, feel free to call in. The call-in number 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. And what healing can look like, guys. Therapy. They can be individual or group with doing that. We start talking about kind of ways to fix certain things with that. Brotherhood circles, spaces where Black men can talk and be vulnerable with doing that. Like I say, you have to look. And in the data age we in right now, I think a lot of stuff we can be found off of keystroke.
That's true.
Just
That's true. You can find everything off keystroke. Let's not say. I think if you really want to do it, you want to find that group or that therapist, you can do it. I mean, my problem is I found therapists, but they want you to do it on the computer. I want you to talk to me on the couch. I'm sorry. I want to be in your office like on the movies and sit on the couch and let you talk to me. Yeah. And those kind of therapists are hard to find nowadays.
Yeah. And even with the peer groups, like what you said, the brotherhood groups, I think a lot more stuff is accessible. Now, when I say accessible and attainable, maybe two different because it might be outside town. It may not meet as much as you want, but a lot of things are out there for us to take advantage of. Spiritual practices combined with mental health awareness. You can do some stuff with church, and if that's your thing, we're just trying to find that. Journaling, write stuff down, exercise, proper sleep, and learn emotional vocabulary. I think a lot of times, a lot of our solutions come in life by just initiating. If you sit there and dwell on what you haven't achieved or what things were not working, more likely gonna stay that way. You have to take some kind of initiation to correct certain things in life, and that's rough on all of us.
Right.
But if you keep doing the same shit, you have the same damn results.
Most definitely.
Ain't nothing just going. What the little bird? Who was the damn bird? Chicken Little. The bird thing fell out of the air.
Yeah.
Shit ain't just gonna fall out of the air. It ain't gonna fall out of the air. That was Chicken Little, wasn't it? That Chicken Little, look at that lab. That was Chicken Little with a damn brick fell, and so shit fell out of. I'm trying to get out of nursery stuff. Clearly, lab didn't have access to all the pre-K stores and
right.
That Chicken Little.
I'm trying to look.
The sky's falling. The shit fell out. That was Chicken Little. Somebody put in the chat. I don't damn well that was it. Chicken Little. Well, the sky's falling. Damn, somebody dropped through a rock at it.
I'm trying to see what it say.
My whole point is things just ain't gonna change because you want to change. You
have
to make some kind of initiative.
I gotta read this whole story.
I gotta laugh thinking that. We know the hell what lab gonna read tonight.
Right.
Everything. So you got to be able to do that, guys. To please make that.
It's Chicken Little. Sky is falling.
The sky is falling. That's what I thought. Shit just ain't gonna happen for you like that.
It's a chicken about a chicken who mistakenly believes that disaster is imminent after an acorn falls on her head.
Yeah. Acorn ain't coming.
We got to get that right.
Yeah. A lot of times people just again have to be initiated by you. So I just wanted to put that challenge. So guys, number one, let's go over a couple things, right? We'll wrap everything up. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. Now, everybody may not help you that you ask.
Right.
They may not. But ask. Don't have pride become a barrier for you to fix you.
Right.
Man, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? You see that young lady you like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
you just got to get it. I got to get her for Magilla Gorilla. I learned that at an early age. Because I
went way, man. Look, you said Magilla Gorilla.
Man. Boy. that in high school. Big old ugly joker here. I'm all mad and shit. He just said, hey, before I did.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I remember you telling me that.
Never again.
You were trying to hold back?
Yeah, I'm trying to hold back and be all this, that, and that. That girl got an old ugly mother. Yeah.
He said he asked first.
He asked first, Poochie. That's all it took. Shit. Like I said, never again.
Right.
Never again.
Right.
First to fight. First to fight.
Most definitely.
Oh, shit, no. Hey, I was 14, 15 years old. Oh, shit, no. That'll never happen. Oh, no. From that point forward, all the fellas know, hey, better hurry up for Poochie. Where Poochie at? Poochie already? Nah. First to fight. I learned that early. Guys, normalize vulnerability. Don't be so tripping so bad about, hey, man, I need to get stuff fixed. You got to be able to do it. And again, admit it with yourself and everything. You ain't got to you don't have to broadcast your personal business and stuff like that. Again, we're talking about anxiety and depression and, Black fatherhood and mental health. You don't have to blast your business out of stuff like that. You have them safe spaces rather, where you want to share stuff. But guys, you don't want to be so hard on the exterior. You can't fix shit because again, the more and more you try to do that, the more and more callous you can get, and the more and more it's going to be difficult to fix stuff with yourself. Encourage other Black fathers to check in with themselves, man. Anybody know you one of my partners and everything like that, I shoot you a text, hey, boy, what's going on? How you doing and everything? And you got to kind of just check on folks. Because you my partner, Lab, but I ain't talking to you, man. Hey, man, what's going on? Y'all don't know, man. Me and Lab sit here and rap, catch up after the shows. Hey, man, what's going on? Do that. And a lot of times you may not necessarily have access to certain people, but in the digital age, it takes 3-4 seconds. Hey, bro, shoot that text. And I try to be very consistent with that with all my partners. I probably got over 100 partners, just say, boy, hey, just checking on you, man. I might be out of state. I ain't got to spend an hour with you on the phone. Hey, man, just shooting a quick text, man. You all right? I'm all right. Y'all, it can be a couple of things back and forth, but you want to make sure you're checking on people, right? Share local or national mental health awareness resources, guys. Like we got no problem posting Drewski videos. Right. We got no problem posting, different hot vacation spots. Right. Or a little freaky stuff we see on there, whatever. Hey, silly videos. Hey, you see some stuff like that, post it. You never know who's gonna need it. You never know who's gonna need it. And more than likely it's gonna be the person that is not asking for it, guys. If you're a Black father out here doing your best, you're not alone, and you don't have to suffer in silence, okay? Depression and anxiety don't make you less of a man. That makes you human, right? We all gonna have them shortcomings, the failures and stuff like that. But healing makes you whole. And let's talk about this. Let's heal together, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This first show for Change the Lives for the year and everything. So we're gonna have a lot of great shows just like this and stuff like that. But again, I want to tell everybody thank you so much for supporting us. We're gonna try to get at 30,000 subscribers. Project 30. That's
Project 30.
We still on that 100K from Mr. Short Dollar.
Okay.
We at 98 and everything. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it soon.
Okay.
But I just want to tell you guys, all of you guys, from the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the support, and I will talk with you soon. Yeah.